video, I'll be demonstrating how you can add, remove, edit placement checklists. So the first area I'll be discussing is within the admin section. So if you go to the admin section and go to where it says checklists and select this, it will take you through to all the checklists that have been selected. So basically all the activities that have been selected for a candidate record, company record, so on. So we'll be doing this for a placement. So if you select one of the options, you have the option to carry over. So this is in the case of the placement's now been extended or anything like that. So if you'd like that specific activity to be carried over once it's been extended, you can change this to yes, and you can carry it over with the data if there's any data connected to it, and you can carry it over with no data. Say for example you wanted it to be a fresh start for the extension. So you just select one of those options. If you'd like, for example, to set this as a default for every checklist for that placement, you keep it as yes. If not, you can select no. And say, for example, you would like to delete this activity off that placement checklist, you select delete. And a blue bar will appear, just making sure that you're definitely okay with deleting this. And if you are, you select yes, and if not, you select no. And you can do this for all of them, and you can move them around in, for example, the order of what you'd like them to be displayed in the checklist for the placement, and so on. And you can also add new checklist items by selecting this, naming the activity. So say for example, let's just pop test for now, and you'd like all the information, and then you just select save, and you'll notice now that that has been added to the checklist items. Within this next part, I'll be demonstrating how you can edit the placement checklist within a company record. This would usually take place, say for example, if this specific company deals with placing candidates differently and they require different activities to take place in order to get a candidate placed than what you already have set as standard in the admin section. So if you go to where it says view more and then go down to where it says placement checklists, the placement checklists will appear that have been set within the admin section. And then basically what you can do is you can either say, for example, if they are placing candidates from a different country, you can select the country here, and you can select the contract type, and say for example they only need the bank details of these, you can select that as one of the activities. And you can select multiple, and you can select all or as little as you like, and if you'd like to see more, then you have the option here to see all of the available activities. So you can do that for specific countries and specific contract types, or you can do it for all of them by selecting all and then this default option here. In this final section of the video, I'll be demonstrating the options you have within the checklist section within a placement record. So if you go to the checklist tab, it will bring up all of the activity logs that you'd need to be doing in this placement for it to be complete. And basically what you can do is you can select into them and pop in any information regarding that checklist item. So for example, with the bank details, you could say leave little notes for yourself to remind yourself when to do it. So get the bank details, so you could pop in any information in there, the date you requested that information on, so say for example you said did it today or the day after, and then the expiry date, so like the deadline you've given them. And then the status option, you can select one of these options. So delivered is basically you've done it but it's not yet been successful. Not applicable, so in this case you don't need to. Pending basically means that you might be waiting for a response, or received means you've got that information and it's been completed. And you can upload documents by choosing a file and it will open up the files within your computer, or you can select a document here if it's a document on this record, and if it is complete you can mark it as complete here by selecting yes or no. And if you'd like to create a task, maybe to remind yourself to do something for this checklist item, you can select this option here, and it'll bring up a field where you pop in all the information you'd like for that task and the date you'd like to be reminded on, the information about it, the user that it's going to be the task is selected for, and then you can pop any additional information in the text box here. And then once you're happy, select save and it will add that task to your calendar. And you also have the option here to delete the checklist item. So you can select that here, and a blue bar will appear just saying, are you sure you'd like to delete this? And if you would, you just select delete. You can add checklist items at this point as well. So if we come off this item here, you have the option here to add checklist items. So if you select this, a blue bar will appear and you just select the drop down and it will give you the available checklist items, and you can select the one you'd like to add and press OK. And then you'll notice now it's added that activity to the checklist list. And if you select the options you'd like, you can mark them as complete here by selecting this option here, and it will mark those as complete and take them out of the checklist list. I hope this helps.